Is there like a moment that when you were working at either of these companies that you had this unique insight and said like, this is the way that we need to go?
One of the biggest and urgent bottleneck to solve right now for agents to really be able to work is solve some data infrastructure problem.
I think the concept for agentic internet is actually very exciting, and it's also very clear that it has like the attention for top tier investors.
Welcome back to the round trip. This week we have the CEO of Kite AI, Zhang, and Kite AI is building the first AI payment blockchain, and it's backed by leading investors, including PayPal Ventures and Coinbase Ventures, as well as General Catalyst. Welcome.
Hi, Chi. Chi holds a PhD in machine learning and AI from UC Berkeley. She has an extensive experience leading innovative AI and data products at top companies like Databricks and Dot Data. So we're thrilled to have her today to dive into her journey, the vision behind Kai AI, and also the exciting future of the autonomous AI-powered ecosystems. So welcome to here. Can you tell us about yourself and your vision for Kai AI?
Great. Hey, everybody. Nice meeting you guys, and thanks for John and Cass to invite me here. So, a little bit about myself. Like Cass mentioned, I came from the AI and big data background. Um, After I did my PhD at Berkeley, more focused on the machine learning and causal inference, I then was a joint member of Dot Data, which is actually one of the first and biggest automated machine learning platforms at that time, to lead their data science and product initiatives across different verticals, like healthcare, financial industries, and different, because different industries need different AI use cases, such as like banks will use AI to do like a fraud detection of some transactions. About healthcare is more like using AI for like the medical diagnosis and different things. So then after that, apparently I realized and experienced the firsthand that data was the biggest bottleneck for for companies to train AI models, or like do even like just the analytics related stuff, not even like AI. So that's why. And then after that, I exited the company and joined Databricks to lead the product management there for their data engineering solutions. And after that, I co-founded Kite with my co-founder Scott, which we have a simple mission for Kite. Is We believe the future internet will be dominated by machine players such as AI agents than human. That's what we experience right now. So in order for machine to really move seamlessly and smooth on internet, to help human, to help business, help organizations to complete the workflows, or like help you to buy grocery, help the business to do hiring and interview and all different things, the agent need to have one identity to prove that who they are, and second, the capability to pay and get paid instantly and safely. And third is you want them to do things that with clear limits or clear guidance. You don't want them to be out of control. So that's is like the inspiration, or like the initial goal of building Kite, which is building that programmable trust infrastructure, or like a framework that unified identity, payment, and governance in a programmable way, that allow agent to really act on behalf of human or behalf of anybody with clear guidance.
So, I mean, you have this unique background at Dot Data and Databricks. Data is like one of the four core pillars of the AI sector, and then yeah, machine learning plays a big part, especially with training models. Yeah, you mentioned this like agentic framework, the payments, the identity. Is there like a moment that when you were working at either of these companies that you had this unique insight and said like, this is the way that we need to go?
It's a good question. I think, like you said, right now, people usually say that AI include has four pillars. It's even like last year, people say AI has three pillars, which is data, compute, and the model. This year, probably people will add agent into the pillar framework. But for me, my background and experience was mainly at in the AI, in the data and the model piece, because in my PhD, I was more like training models, doing like more the machine learning and AI scientist work, and then later on at Databricks is more like data. I think till earlier last year, I was more thinking the bottleneck of AI is like data. Of course, like people are talking about compute is the bottleneck, and that's why NVIDIA over the last 2 years or 2.5 years grow crazily. We were joking it used to be just a video game chip company, but now it's the biggest company in the world. I think the compute side, but it's more like out of it's not like really my expertise. But when it comes to data, I think that was definitely still one of the biggest bottleneck in when you come to need high quality data, high quality unique new data to train model. And right now, when it comes to agents, if you talk to the agentic companies or like the data infrastructure companies, they will still point it out. One of the biggest and urgent bottleneck to solve right now for agents to really be able to work is solve some data infrastructure problem. For example, if you want an agent to work to help you trade a cryptocurrency, they need to access a lot of like data in real time. For example, like the currency price data API, and maybe some like sentiment on Twitter, on like across different like social platforms. So with that, that's require agent to really be able to access and process unstructured or like semi-structured data in real time. And that is still a bottleneck in data infrastructure space. But it's when it's come to like the agent, I think you asked me like when I see the unique opportunity and unique combination. I think it was really starting from like the second half of last year that we start seeing some of the improvements from the agent capability, especially, and that things really become very clear earlier this year when Manus launched the general purpose agent. And a bunch of companies like ChatGPT launched, OpenAI launched the ChatGPT operator, and the different companies are, all showing a great improvement from agent workflow accuracy, and like the intelligence without too much human instructions. So with all of that, I think the inspiration again to me and to our team is um, now if we are, let's say, not doing like we're not building a company that's a compute company like a GPU cloud company, or like doing things like a scale AI or Databricks, which I still think they're both great, probably one of the greatest companies in the industry. If we're not doing that, then what is the next biggest opportunity for startups like us to really like focus on? Then I think that is where we think like a agent or agentic infrastructure in general is like a great, like one of one once in a lifetime opportunity. Because if you think about internet from now on, it has been probably already over uh, 30 years, starting from like 1995. And over the last 30 years, it was still mainly built for human, from like the desktop-based internet to like a mobile-based internet. And a lot of things from like, authentication, verification, payment system using credit card, and you have to put in like CVV, those visual things. And the website, the front end, everything is built for human, optimized for human, like experience, vision experience, and hearing experience, and everything. So I think that's will be very different for like a
Mhm.
machine actors or from
Yeah.
AI agent actors. Yeah.
So yeah, it seems like agentic payments is what a lot of people are focusing on.
Mm.
Visa, Google, and recently, like back earlier this year, X402 with Coinbase. Is there like a general direction that you're leaning towards, and like how do you see agent to agent payments?
Very good question. So there's a few things I want to clarify here because we keep getting the questions out of curiosity, out of also like a caring from our friends, from our even like sometimes investors about what did you see that X42, Google A2A, or like recently the agent payment protocol AP2. One is we first of all really appreciate and welcome those standards coming to the industry, which first of all, like what we are building, a turn down rate is what we are building is 100% compatible to all those like open standard those giant tech companies are proposing, and what we are focusing on is more like the infrastructure that's our settle doing like the where the settlement and verification layer that any like agentic payment transaction, agentic identity verification can happen on our layer. So think about X42, A2A, AP2 are more like if you're familiar with like the Ethereum terms like ERC20, ERC721, and all those like different standard, that we
Mhm.
are that Ethereum blockchain that's built for like the agentic transactions, including payments. So
Mhm.
then what makes us so excited and so like grateful for like those standard that Coinbase, Google, and a bunch of others proposed. Even like I think Visa recently proposed like a Agentic Commerce protocol. It's all because those things need to be there in order for you to be able to run like like run on our infrastructure. Just like if we need if we're driving a car, we go to like a gas stop, then it will say which gas level you want to choose, right? Like 85,
Mhm.
87, 89. That's the standard you're defining, but that doesn't block you from like building your car or like building a gas stop. So that is I would say a public goods that they're doing. And usually, honestly speaking, I think the public goods can only be led and pushed and like really promoted by giant companies, not
Mhm.
necessarily like a big company, not necessarily like startups.
I think the concept for agentic internet is actually very exciting, and it's also very clear that it has like the attention for top tier investors. For example, like you guys recently raised 33 million, which is huge in funding. With like John mentioned earlier, with PayPal Ventures, with General Catalyst, and finally with Coinbase Ventures, and I think that's a very strong confidence where we see the um, investors have for your team and also for the vision that you have. We're just wondering how this funding will actually help accelerate your ambitious roadmap.
Good question. So one is I think the if you look at our cap table, most of the investors we chose come from strategic reasons. There's actually a lot of corporate ventures on the cap table. So I think, and also like even like General Catalyst, if you look at their style, they're a very huge financial VC, but they also do a lot of hands-on work for their portfolios. So in this case, a lot of investors actually probably everybody we brought to the cap table has a strategic reason that we bring them on the cap table. Some of them provide distribution channel, or potentially can provide some distribution channels. Some of them can really provide the connections that introduce us to some like agentic service partners, and some of them have like a regional coverage such as like SBI, that's really help us to grow in the Japanese market. So I think that being said, money is very important, but I think the connection and resources behind the money, behind the investors that own the cap table are the more interesting and exciting parts to us. And it goes back to how we want to accelerate the roadmap is I think as any infrastructure company that need to push their adoption out, it's need to start from a few like like one or two at most three verticals that they are batting on, that they think the adoption can really come fast. So that's why again goes to, if you look at PayPal, they're one of the probably great representative of like the commerce needs, or like the e-commerce needs. So in this case, that's also what we are batting on. We think when it's come to agentic payments, one of the huge, or like the tremendous opportunities is agentic e-commerce that help users, no matter is it consumers or like businesses, to do like like shopping. It's just for individuals, where the consumers, the shopping is more like the grocery shopping, the travel, flight, hotel shopping. But for businesses, it's more like a procurement. You purchase like office suppliers. You help the car company purchase like the auto parts, manufacturing pieces globally. So I think that's is like the more like the go to market strategy side. But I think for our investors, the money we got from them is mainly going to be focused on like help us to do the go to market, and of course like hiring the top talents from like Silicon Valley for AI, and some other regions for other purposes. Yeah.
So since you have all these corporate backers, do they like help influence the roadmap? They tell you what they need? Is that like one of
Yes.
the ideas that like led you to work with Brevis? Because I saw that you're going to use their ZK tech for the ZK passport.
Yeah, so I would say it's first of all, it's very funny that Brevis, we know each other for a very long time. We actually know each other before Brevis and before Kite. Uh, uh, when Michael was building Salary Network, and we were building Zeta Block, we were friends. And actually, he was classmates with my co-founder in grad school, so our relationship goes way back. But the reason we actually really appreciate what they're building is, I would not say, I would say it's not necessarily because of the corporate investors on the cap table. It's just it's just the thesis we have, because we think if but that is actually influenced or also like inspired by our investors when we talk to them, right? Like what actually, if you go to talk to PayPal or like a bunch of like Visa and those people, a very interesting comments they will keep emphasizing to you is payment is all about trust, and trust is all about identity. So then that's why like PayPal, as probably one of the biggest global payment network in the industry, what they're proud of saying themselves is they're actually the biggest global individual identity network. In the industry. So that's what we are also batting on, and also really trying to push Kite to be. So in order for you to be like the payment settlement, we have to have this programmable trust infrastructure that include like, the payment, include identity payments and governance. That is where like the trust piece, and like the finally like then layer lead to payment piece. So when it comes to identity, come to verification, one way to do that is ZK way. So that's why Brevis solution was one of the very interesting and promising like approach for us to solve some of the verification piece, including like the privacy piece. And another reason is Brevis is also like a building up like the state channel type of approach. That's really was one of the thesis earlier when we start thinking about Kite, because we think agentic transaction or agentic payments will be machine speed. It's not human speed, which means it's like a very high frequency, real time and high throughput type of transaction. That's the current blockchain, no matter is like how high throughput you claim, like Solana or that, of course not Ethereum, that cannot handle. So that's why you need like a like special approach to be able to handle like like high frequent agentic transactions in real time with extremely low cost. So that's why state channel was one of what was one of the feasible approaches that when we are doing like the exploration about what we can use and what we can build to solve that problem. And again, at that time, Brevis come to our like landscape.
Nice. It seems like you're building like a well thought out solution. Are you like working with any design partners that have like helped shape this, or I mean, is it
Yeah,
just like
yeah.
common knowledge? Yeah.
No, actually, I would say two. One is definitely some design partners here. Some of them are on our cap table, some of them are not. But all very exciting opportunities
Mhm.
and use cases. That's we're pushing through. And the second is about is this a common knowledge or not? I would say yes and no. So yes is it's a lot of the knowledge, a lot of the tech or like the philosophies are there. But when I say no, is it's require a very unique combination of view and understanding across blockchain, across agents, across payments to see how those things can be combined together. So that's why uh, I think that's why like there's not that many people I think can really build this thing out or like really like have the right architecture design to solve this. And again, like if you talk to like the infra people, like the architecture people, a lot of times there's a thousand way to build to there's a thousand way to architect a system in the beginning to solve the same problem. But when the system scale, when the traffic scale, then that's 1,000 way quickly narrow down to like 10 way or like 5 way. So I think what makes us build the thing like very thought, we put a lot of thought, a lot of effort, a lot of like battle testing here is we want to build up that final 5 ways, not just the first like 1,000 way, but after it starts still scaling up, everything falling apart.
Mhm. Awesome. Well, it sounds like there's still like a bit of iteration to go, but you're working with the right design partners. I can't wait for them to be announced. I really appreciate you coming on and telling us more about Kite AI. I'll be following.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Really appreciated the time.
Thank you.